In this video, we're gonna work with arrays. I'm gonna create a new Java project and I'm gonna call it array. And inside here, I'm gonna create a new class called app. I'm also gonna create the main method. And in here, I'm gonna create an array. This array is gonna hold some names. So since we're dealing with names, we're gonna use string names. And in here, again, because we're dealing with strings, we're gonna put them in double quotes. And we're gonna say Emma, Alice, and Bob. Okay. We have defined an array called names of type string. Now, if we want to print each name inside this array, so all the contents in this array, one option would be to go names, 0, and so on and so forth. So names 0, 1, 2. Okay, so to sys out these. But then again, if we think about it, that might not be the most optimal idea, because it's all good and fine now that we only have 3 names inside our array, so 3 contents. What about when our array might have like 1,000 names or 1,000,000 names, which easily can happen. So we have to come up with a different idea on how to display the contents of our array called names. So for example, if I'm going to run this now, it's going to output Emma, and if I do the same thing twice more and I change the index, it's going to print all the names. But like I said, we want to do this in a more dynamic way, simply because this is not sustainable. If we're going to have 1,000 names, imagine having to type in system.out.println names and the respective index. It will be too much of a hassle, and besides, programming is all about making use and taking advantage of the computation of all this power that the computer can provide us with. So this would be one thing, to use the name of the array and then the index, but we decided that's not the ideal way. Instead, what we can do, we can use an enhanced for loop, which goes like this: for, and now we think about it like this. So this is going to be a for loop, an enhanced for loop. What do we want? We want for each name inside our array, we want that name to be printed. Now, if we know that we deal with strings, of course the type we're going to use is going to be string. So for string s, and this in turn is going to take each value that is inside our array. So for string s in names, names being the name of our array, we do print on the screen s. So if I'm going to save this now and run it, we're going to get exactly the same thing in a much more compact way. We can also add a bit of a text just to give us more information about what's going on. So current name is. So we want to add this message, current name is, and then the actual name that is inside the array. I'm gonna run it now. Current name is Emma, current name is Alice, current name is Bob. So this is one way to do it. Of course, we can use a regular for loop, which would have the regular structure, and we're gonna see this in the next video. We can also make use of the while loop by taking the length of this array, and based on the length we can run different types of loops to achieve the same exact thing. So this is it for today's video. I encourage you to type this program and run it yourself, and try and experiment a little bit, make some changes until you fully understand what's going on. So see you in the next video.